ICE carrying out operations in Chicago and the suburbs.
These agents are not identified.
On my back. Get off! He's bleeding! No. Back up!
The message of Jesus was never about wealth or power or exclusion or supremacy of any kind. Jesus is the one constantly bringing people in, reaching out to the neighbor in care, welcoming the stranger, and especially those who have been left out or marginalized. I've been a pastor for 34 years, and I'm the director of the Faith Community Initiative. I've been fortunate for the last 12 years to be the pastor of a community in Chicago that has a deep history of working on and toward justice and equity. I have been through many iterations of who I am as a person and who I am as a pastor. When I was ordained in 1991, there still were not a lot of women pastors serving in churches. And then when I came out and I added being queer on top of being a woman, I joined the movement for queer advocacy and learned so much from all of them about particularly the importance of organizing and advocating across intersections. I served many years in California and always in immigrant communities. And so I've always had a passion for and a commitment to wanting to be a good advocate and ally for immigrant communities. One of the most troubling things that has been happening over time, culminating in the creation of Project 2025, has been the claim by the religious right that they somehow know the will of God, and that the will of God is to exclude literally every person who is not white, straight, and Christian. And when Trump was elected the first time in 2016, we knew that things were going to become very difficult for our immigrant communities. And so we as a congregation began wondering what we could do to do more than we were doing. And we knew that we had a space in our church that we could make into a 2-room apartment. So we voted to become a sanctuary church. As soon as we housed one asylum-seeking family, we just constantly had requests from all over the city in terms of housing more people who were seeking asylum. By bringing somebody into a church building and providing them with housing for no rent, we were able to save a lot of money when a family is in need. And then we could come up with some financial support until they're able to get their work permits. And once they get their work permits, then they're able to go to work and save some money, and then we help them transition into their own apartments. And we did that with many families in the past 6 years. And so in 2023, at what I would call the height of immigrants being bused from Texas to Chicago, there was an absolute vacuum in terms of housing in Chicago for newly arrived immigrants. We realized we had developed a model that really worked for housing and supporting immigrant families, and particularly those seeking asylum in the United States. We have more than 11,000 faith communities here in Chicago. Many of those faith communities have space in their building to be able to do something like this. If even a small portion of us would be willing to house people in our buildings, we could get everybody housed. So I decided to start a program called the Faith Community Initiative. We've been able to help many families. I began realizing that my congregation could be at risk for having ICE agents come and try to do something related to our families. So I decided to put together a training for my congregation on what would happen if ICE agents approached our church building or tried to come inside. We were able to do some visual signs and put them up around the church so that people would remember what steps to take if that happened. I think I trained over 300 people in faith communities across the country. Those 300 people were also then able to go out and train other people, whether it was their own congregations or neighbor congregations, so that every congregation would understand that they also have rights and that there are things that ICE agents can do and not do as long as we have a constitution. And it has been so effective that even the so-called border czar himself said it was impossible to make much progress in Chicago because too many people know their rights.
Sanctuary cities are making it very difficult to arrest the criminals. For instance, Chicago, very well educated. They've been educated how to defy ICE, how to hide from ICE.
And that has been a source of real pride here in Chicago. We stand together, we stand strong, and we absolutely know our rights. This is a moment in time that is a critical moment. We need people, we need faith communities, we need pastors who are willing to stand up and speak up, because silence is the beginning of a whole new death for all of us. And we cannot be silent in this moment. This is the moment. If you've ever wondered what you might have done during the civil rights era, for example, if you ever wondered if you would have been one of those white pastors or one of those white churches who just stayed silent and did nothing, now is your chance not to wonder anymore. So gather together with other people, get your courage up. I stand with you, we're in it together.